What is up, you guys? Welcome to DownToPlayGames, and thank you so much for joining me. My name is Daniel, and I am so excited to be getting this channel kicked off. What you're seeing right now are some clips from a bunch of different games I may or may not be doing at some point in time, but for this playthrough, I'm going to be starting with Dark Souls, my favorite game of all time. I know there's a ton of stuff all over YouTube on this game, so I've decided to try something a little different. I'm actually going to be role-playing myself for this playthrough. So you can see all the rules I will be following here, and for a bit of background, I have no experience in martial arts or fencing or anything like that, so I'm going to be staying away from weapons that require any kind of like special skill or technique. So this means I'll most likely be sticking to hammer or axe class weapons, generally strength weapons, things like that. And I'm sure you guys can read the rest of the rules for yourselves, so with that, let's get right to it. Thank you and enjoy. Alright guys, let's get this started. So, obviously my name is Daniel, I'm male. We're going to be starting with the knight because it has the heaviest armor. I'm going to lower the volume really quick. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to be starting... Yeah, let's do the knight. Gotta do the fat rolls, right? I'm going to be also doing the black firebombs. Normally, okay, you'd always want to go the master key, but just for my sake, like, I don't think that really fits with my personality, so we're going to be doing the master key instead, and or we're not going to be doing the master key, sorry about that, but yeah, we're going to be doing the black firebombs instead, rather than just going like something else, because I can get a pretty good strength weapon out of this that I can actually use later on, so yeah, let's go short, black, and let's go. So, yeah, another thing, I'm going to be trying not to talk during the cutscenes. I'll be watching my mouth as much as I can, because, at least just for me, I don't like it when people talk over the cutscenes, especially in Dark Souls, just because there's not a lot of them, and each of the NPC dialogues are really important. So, yeah, let's get this started, and let's enjoy.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity, heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came, and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skills. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
Endless nights. Talk about that later.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
I just noticed that for the first time though. I mean, I'm definitely sure it's not. Oh, I don't know. At least I'm thinking it's not purposeful, but when the narrator is like something like, oh, there will only be endless nights, it like zooms in on a dead knight. Get it? Knights. And there's a dead knight. Anyways, well, I don't know, just a couple things with that beginning cutscene that are really interesting to me. Well, I guess like just more trivia than anything else. But like when they're all like fighting against the dragons, you know, Gwyn's being like freaking Zeus throwing his lightning bolts. Well, Nito's doing his like death and disease deal. But like, I mean, I'm sure like, oh crap. I'm sure, like, the Witch of Isola's firestorms are cool and everything, but, like, don't dragons actually breathe fire? Like, what is that really gonna do? Let's be real. Like, you're throwing fireballs and stuff at creatures that breathe fire. I don't know. Anyways, that's the reason why we brought the Black Firebomb, so I could get that weapon, the Demon's Great Hammer. And, just also so I don't have to, like, hit him over and over with the shield, because I know this class starts out with the broadsword, which I'm not supposed to use according to the rules of this playthrough. So, yeah, this just kind of kills two birds with one stone. Well, I guess kills two birds with 5 black firebombs or whatever. But anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna be, like, as you guys know, I'm not using anything other than hammers and axes. So, for this beginning part, I can't actually use the broadsword, so we're going Captain America style. Anyways, yeah, I just find it, I was just kind of wondered about that. You're throwing fireballs at dragons, like, come on. They freaking breathe fire. Like, what is, realistically, well, I guess you can't look at this game realistically, but you get what I'm saying. Like, what is that gonna do? Whatever. We're about to talk to somebody, so let's just do that.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite. Oh, and this.
You actually get that big pilgrim's key from fighting the boss, but if you do it like I did, he gives it to you here.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Aww. Poor guy. Anyways, let's get that organized. But yeah, like one thing he says that's really interesting to me is how like his family talks about how like, oh, thou art undead, thou art chosen. Well, the interesting thing to me is this only applies to you guys who've beaten the game before, but at the end, as you guys know, like you can either choose to link the flames or you can just choose to like let them die and become the Dark Lord, right? Well, it's really easy to view Gwyn and like the whole linking the flames deal as like, you know, the good guys and the dark as the bad guys, but I don't know. I mean, like, there's a number of different things, and like Dark Souls 2 continues this, but there's a number of things that show how like Gwyn isn't necessarily the good guy in this whole scenario, but like, I don't know. I'm really curious as to whether like that bit of like folklore, I guess you can call it, like if that's like from Gwyn. Oh man, are you serious? I can't even freaking use that. But I'm wondering if that's like some influence of Gwyn or like his party, you know, people who sided with him, just because like as Dark Souls 2 kind of expands on it, like they really try to, well, it really looks like they are putting a lot more emphasis on like flawed natures of characters, and you know, I mean, FromSoft does that all the time. They love their flawed characters, but like, I don't know, it's interesting if that's something of Gwyn that's like kind of like, I don't know, kind of like propaganda in a way, making people believe, oh, you need to link the flames, you need to get out of the asylum and fulfill your destiny, you know, as like the chosen undead. Because like, I was discussing this with my roommates earlier, but the whole thing with the chosen undead seems kind of arbitrary a lot of the time, where like, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be you.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Sorry, I always forget that she talks right there, so I always end up just talking a little bit over. I apologize, but like, just like she was saying, an undead is chosen, but like, a lot of the time it can seem really arbitrary, just because it doesn't have to be you that makes it out of the asylum. You know, it could be anybody. Like, it could be a guy who's like quote unquote destined to like link the flames. It could just as easily be another person who's just, you know, dicking around doing his own thing, like trying to just become more powerful, become the Dark Lord in that sense. But I don't know. That's, yeah, it's something interesting to consider. But yeah, once again, sorry about that little interruption with that cutscene. If I do accidentally well, like another thing is I'm recovering from a cold, so I'm gonna be editing out like any coughs or like me accidentally interrupting cutscenes or whatever. So yeah, and with that, I accidentally talked over her for a little bit. I apologize. But anyways, here's the first weapon we're gonna be using. Morningstar. It's actually a pretty decent weapon. Not bad. Gonna be getting a better weapon later on, but well, obviously, but like pretty soon, gonna be getting a better weapon. But it'll do us better than the whole Captain America deal. So yeah, oh man, it feels good to be getting back to Dark Souls. I absolutely love this game. Like, just the thing, like with what like already in the beginning of the game, like there's so many things that you can look over, discuss, analyze, and I mean obviously I'm a nerd about it. Kind of shows why I'm making videos and stuff like that, but I just find that extremely interesting, and that's what this game does. There's so much ambiguity with like a lot of parts to the lore that on one side you can find it frustrating, but on the other side it just opens up a lot of interesting discussion. So yeah, I don't know, you guys can just talk about that in regards to like the chosen undead thing, whether it's just arbitrary or it actually means something. But anyways, with the combat, you guys saw I'm gonna be doing no parries and backstabs. It's gonna be a really big stretch. I mean, I've actually done like a bit of a fat roll playthrough before, but no parries and backstabs, that's entirely new to me. And with that, if you guys get tired or bored of it, like me, just hit like sitting behind shields, letting them bounce off and stuff like that, if that gets boring, please let me know, because like I'd totally be willing to just be able to parry and backstab. But hey, I mean, if it's more interesting and things like that, I'll stick with it. So yeah, we're coming up on wait for it, Undeadburg. This area, like, okay, one of the things with this game is just how like interconnected the areas are, and that's what a lot of people complain about in regards to Dark Souls 2, just because there's so many elevators, there's so many like hallway type areas that are just look like they're mainly just designed for the fact of taking you to the next place. But already in this area there's so much interconnectivity. Well, I'll show you once we get down a little bit. Once this guy is dead, hold on. Alright. So, for those of you guys who've played the game, you guys know Lower Undeadburg with like Capra Demon and stuff like that. Let me get back here and show you something. There's something that's pretty cool. I wonder if you can see out through this window enough. Not really. Hold on. I think you actually have to get up to that rampart, I guess you would call it. Yeah, we'll show you some cool stuff. But like, yeah, just when I played this game for the first time, I was blown away at the level design. Like, even, I mean, stuff like New Londo, it's just an elevator, which, I mean, I don't know what else you can honestly do with that. But like, from Undead Parish back to Firelink Shrine, like when I first saw that, I was like, no way, that's so freaking cool. Like, man, freaking FromSoft, they done good with this game. And that's another thing, like differences between Dark Souls 1 and 2, like some of you guys may know Miyazaki, he's like, great big M, right? Like he's like one of the main guys involved with development, but he was actually totally unaffiliated with Dark Souls 2. And I think that's, I mean, at least my opinion is that's where they took a lot of a big hit to, just a lot of aspects that made Dark Souls and Demon Souls so good. But if you look down here, that's Capra's place. Like, you can't actually see him because it would be pretty stupid if you just pelt him with arrows right now and just get yourself like free 5,000 souls. But that's right down there with the stairs. That's Capra's place. over there, like with the stairs over there, and that torch. Yeah, like that's the way that takes you back to Firelink Shrine. Like, oh man, that's just good on you, FromSoft. Freaking awesome level design. But yeah, I don't know. I am definitely planning to do a Dark Souls 2 playthrough later on down the road, but like just in comparison, Miyazaki's absence is pretty. It's a pretty marked difference between the two games. I mean, like a lot of people actually say like, oh, Dark Souls 2 sucks. It's not near as good as Dark Souls 1. And while I agree, I like Dark Souls 1 more. Like Dark Souls 2 doesn't suck. It's just missing a couple aspects that really separated Dark Souls 2 from a lot of other games that it came out with. Like, and even in Demon Souls, I actually don't own a PS3, so I don't have a way to play that game. But Demon Souls, like with Boletaria and everything, there's a lot of connectedness with those areas as well that I was really surprised by, pleasantly surprised by. Even though like it's separated with like archstones and things like that. But anyways, we're about to get my main weapon for a bulk of the playthrough until I get enough strength for different weapons. That is. Oh, shard. That's always good. Ah, come on. All right. So let's actually pop. Yeah, pop a couple soul items here. That should do it. Yeah, that should do it. Let's get rid of that.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
This guy. I guess I'll talk to him after I get the weapon. Reinforced Club, baby. This weapon is so freaking good. And I'll get the Residence Key because I'm not killing any NPCs. And I think that's... Oh, wait a minute. I actually... Crap! I can't use bows. Frick! Oh, man. Oh, gosh. If you guys don't know why I'm complaining, you'll see later on.
Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below. And up above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave. Here, I'm not here to chit-chat. We talk business.
Alright,
Thank
jerk.
you, Kai.
But, oh my gosh, I just realized. Holy crap. Anor Londo is going to be a nightmare. Well, then again, like, I don't know. You guys will see. We'll leave that for that episode. Anyways, let's get this bonfire set up here. So, yeah, if you guys can't tell, I'm a huge Souls fan. I actually started playing like last year, I think. Yeah, I was playing on the laptop that I took to college from home, and oh man, places like Blighttown just absolutely wrecked my computer. Like the mosquitoes and all that stuff, like the lightning particle effects in the Ornstein and Smough fight. Oh man, all that stuff was just crazy. Like, I actually wasn't able to finish the game on that laptop because, like, the part where you get the Lord Soul and you put it down in Firelink, like, my laptop actually wouldn't render that part. And I just realized I forgot to swap my weapon. Okay, whatever, I'll just do that after I kill this guy. But yeah, like, I actually couldn't finish the game with that computer just because it just straight up wouldn't render the game. So like, I actually ended up finishing the game on my roommate's Xbox, which, you know, is Dark Souls, mainly for Dark Souls, not the Xbox. But yeah, I'm a PC gamer, and after I finished my computer this summer, oh man, I'm never going back, guys. Well, then again, I am going back for Bloodborne just because it's only coming out on PS4, but guys, PC is where it's at, let's be real. But anyways, oh my gosh. Oh crap, wow. Hold on here, I actually have to concentrate a little bit. Normally, I just run around and backstab the guy who throws the fire bombs, but, you know, that didn't work out this time. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kill these guys here, just because I don't want... Whoa! Pathing. That was really weird. I'm just gonna kill these guys here, just because they like to sneak up on me sometimes. And poise, son! Poise! No, there is a nice bit of heavy armor. Even though fat rolling sucks, like there is a good bit of poise. Poise is awesome when you can actually fast roll, when you have like the rings and the endurance to actually wear the stuff, but whatever. Gotta do something new, right? I actually the first time I finished the game, it was with the heavy build. Yeah, it was. It was with the... Okay, I thought that guy just came back from the dead and started following me. That was creepy, but... Yeah, the first time I, Okay, don't parry this guy. Don't... Good. The first time I finished this game, it was actually on a heavy build. I was using the giant stuff, just because it had, like, super good defenses. Even though I didn't know about, like, how it actually slows down your stamina regen. But, yeah, that was actually how I first finished the game. And, like... Certain bosses like the Four Kings and Nito, I just find them a lot easier with the heavy armor. Even though I'm fat rolling, just because like you just tank their hits, and then you have like plenty of opportunities to heal in between the fighting and stuff like that. So yeah, and oh my gosh, Black Knights are also going to be a pain in the butt. So. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't want to really think about it right now. Oh gosh. Parries and backstabs. My best friends for this game. But anyways. Yeah, oh yeah. Another thing I should mention is like I'm actually a college... God dang, he didn't drop the large shards. Anyways, I'm actually a college student, so what that means for you guys is, I live with a couple roommates who are actually really cool and supportive about what I'm doing with YouTube and stuff like that. They're you know, they're being cool. They're shutting up when I'm recording and stuff like that, which is always nice. But like, if you guys hear just random moments of silence, it's me just editing out random things. But they're usually pretty good about it, so you don't have to worry about that. The main thing, however, is my school's internet is really stupid. Like we have this firewall kind of program called Safe Connect, which realistically all I've ever seen that it does is just make life suck for gamers. Cause okay, like some games it'll actually work. But, like, for Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, online play actually doesn't work. Yeah. So what that means is I actually can't co-op with other people or, like, PvP or things like that. So, yeah, I sincerely apologize about that, guys. I don't know. Like, we've tried a number of different ways to figure it out, but it just doesn't work. So, just to make things fair, or I guess more interesting, I'm not going to be doing any NPC summons, so sorry Solaire, you're just going to be sitting on the back burner. But what that also means is you guys won't have the opportunity to like laugh at me getting wrecked by invaders and stuff like that, fat rolling around the place and stuff. So yeah, I apologize about that. I wish there was something I could do, but Safe Connect. Anyways, let's talk to this guy.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
It's all good, Solaire.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Sure.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
You can't say no to Solaire.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
Thanks, man. Look at that sun. Praise it. But yeah, that's the way the game explains co-op. Timey-wimey, complicated, convoluted stuff. Definitely you want to dash through this, yeah. But, well, actually, I'm going to be going down to the bonfire because we got to be cutting this episode pretty soon. But, yeah, I really wish I could do some co-op. Like, my roommates and I were actually, like, planning out this whole, like, Dark Souls co-op role playthrough with, like, Legolas, Aragorn, and Gimli, stuff like that. But we can't because the school internet's stupid. So, I don't know. We'll figure things out. But yeah, anyways, we're running out of time here, so I'm just gonna level up here really quick. Let's see, let's get that. Yeah, looks good. So anyways, yeah, I really appreciate you guys sticking with me for the first episode. It's gonna be an interesting journey, but I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time on RPMe.